Welcome to my video. Dang it. I did all the wrong stitches for who knows how long. Well, this video has really had a random start to it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I do fashion, lifestyle, and crafting videos. Today's video, I had planned on creating some kid slopers, pattern slopers. If you're new to this channel, if you don't watch me very often, you may not know this, but I have an Etsy shop and I sell digital sewing patterns. Recently started that about, how many months ago? I think it's been 10 months, which is kind of crazy that it's been that long because it doesn't feel that long. But yeah, I've been doing it for 10 months, almost a year now. And ever since I started my Etsy shop with, pattern making, a lot of people have told me that I should start selling children clothing patterns. And I actually, a few months ago, used to have a job where I would make kids clothing, and I often used kids sewing patterns. I mean, like, at least every week, most likely. And so I got really familiar with child clothing construction. It's much easier and faster than adult clothing construction. But I learned how to make women's pattern slopers, not men's or children's. So I don't know how to do that yet. So a lot of people told me that I should start selling digital sewing patterns, but for kids. And I love that idea. I really do. I love kids. I think the thing that's just holding me back is that I don't know how to start the slopers. I've looked up some YouTube videos. I haven't watched them yet, but I will watch them. The other thing that's also holding me back is I don't have any children. I'm only 21, not married, and definitely don't have children yet. And so I have to ask for help to get children models. I live in the same town as a lot of extended family, so I have tons of cousins up here in Idaho. And many of them are younger, a lot younger than me. And so I've asked one of my aunts if I could use my cousin as a model in exchange for, free handmade clothing. So the very first pattern, basically I want to do like mommy and me patterns where my Etsy shop has, a pattern for adults, but then if you're a mom, you can make the dress or whatever for yourself, but then also make it for your child so that you can match. And yeah, I just think that is so freaking cute. So the first pattern I want to do that with is my Celia dress pattern. And that's because it was my first pattern I ever made for my Etsy shop. So I want to make that into a children's clothing pattern. I already have the fabric picked out. I took my younger cousin's measurements a few weeks ago. I'm ready to start the process, but just because I've never done it before, it makes me sort of nervous. And so I'm hesitating. I keep procrastinating and putting it off. Another thing, I've not been as into sewing lately. with all of my hobbies, they kind of go through phases. I love sewing, I love crochet, I love knitting, I love reading, but all of them I go through phases with. And so, like, I will read for a whole month straight and finish, like, tons and tons of books. And then I don't read again for, like, 6 months. In this case, it's actually been closer to a few years because it's just not been as much as a hobby that I'm into lately. Sewing is something that doesn't go away very often. I'm typically very into sewing, especially when I have good materials and enough inspiration. Right now, I have the materials, I have inspiration, but I wanted something different, which is why knitting. I haven't, sorry, this has just turned into a whole conversation, but why not? I've seen people do like knitting podcasts. I'm just doing a regular podcast where I just talk. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. I promise I will get into some real content soon. I learned how to knit when I was probably 8, I think, is when I learned how to knit. I think I talked about this in a video maybe once before. Maybe not. When I was a kid, I wanted to learn how to knit. My mom had yarn, but she didn't have knitting needles. And so she said, okay, well, and I had just learned how to crochet, so I was really into yarn crafts. So I wanted to learn how to knit. My mom didn't have the needles. And so she said, hey, let's go into town, maybe in a few days, and we can go get you some knitting needles. So I was like, okay. But it was like, I think it was in the middle of summer, so I just didn't have anything to do, really. I was like, dang, I really wish I could just learn how to knit, like, right now. But I don't have knitting needles, so I can't. And I think I had also checked out a book about knitting from the library, so I already knew how to knit, or I had been teaching myself how to knit. I had the yarn, I had everything I needed, I just didn't have the knitting needles. So I went outside and I found some sticks and I carved the sticks into knitting needles. And they were my first pair of knitting needles. And I taught myself how to knit with them. And I actually don't think we ever went into town to get knitting needles for me. I just kept using those ones. And then eventually, I think for my birthday or something, my mom got me some real knitting needles and like a book and stuff to teach me more about knitting. Anyways, I haven't knit anything substantial, really. I've tried to. I talked about this in my last video. I made these mittens. Fingerless mittens. They're super cute. It's like the first thing I've ever knit that I can actually wear. But now, like, it's not enough. I want, like, with sewing, one of the one things that you can't make is a knit sweater. You can't sew a knit sweater. Like, it's not the same. You have to knit it. And my closet is lacking, it is currently lacking a lot of knit pieces, like sweaters and stuff like that. I have a few, but not the types that I want. And of course I could just buy them. Of course I could. But I don't want to. Everything. This is something I love and hate about myself. I can't do anything without having to do it myself. Like, I want to build a house by myself. I want to make my own clothes. I want to, literally, if I could do everything and make everything in the world by myself, I would. But I can't. It's annoying and also my favorite thing about myself. Because if I can, I will learn how to and I will do it myself. So I'm trying to get back into knitting because I want to knit my own sweaters and my own socks. Like, how cool is that?
Yes, I'm still sitting in bed, but it's because it's my most favorite spot to be in. I'm going to do it. I debated a lot today about making those kid slopers, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch the video and I'm going to do it. Because I know I'll end up liking it. It's going to take me a little while though to learn how to do it, then to do it. Plus, I'm not going to show you guys how to do it because I've never done it before. So I'm just going to learn how to do it on my laptop, and then I'll show you what I have, and then we'll start pattern designing. But my battery is dying. So, while I learn how to make these slopers, you guys can watch me go thrifting the other day, and I picked up a few pieces and I just want to show you how that turned out. So you guys watch that and I'll learn and I'll catch up with you. Bye!
Okay, so first I picked out this red velvet shirt. I loved it on the rack, and I thought it would be perfect for the holidays because it's red and velvet, but it just did not fit right, so it was a no. Then I picked up this really cute cream cardigan. It's got like a house and ski stuff, and it just was cute, and so it was a yes. Then I picked out this black turtleneck. If you can tell, I'm looking for long sleeve shirts and sweaters because it's cold and I need to stay warm. And it's a good basic, so I decided yes on this one. And actually, I'm currently wearing it while I'm talking to you right now. And I also picked up this cashmere sweater because, as you know, I'm trying to get back into knitting, but I like sustainable crafts. I planned on unraveling the sweater, so that's why I got it. Okay, so I just learned how to make the slopers. Now I'm just changing them so that they are closer to my previously made Celia patterns, but for women. So yeah, I'm adding a keyhole. I made the bodice shorter, and yeah, that's basically it. I guess I did also have to make the sleeve wider to adjust for the gathering I wanted at the top and then also at the wrist too, so I did that. This is my child version of the Celia pattern, all finished, all graded. This is exactly how the PDF would look once it's all taped together. I think it looks really good. The one thing it's missing is the skirt pieces, but those are measured. So, yeah, I think it turned out really good.
Hi! So, it's many hours later. It's kind of crazy because I don't know why I'm like this, but I will procrastinate so hard on doing these sort of things, even though I love them. Like, I love pattern making. It's so inspiring and it makes me so excited. But I always procrastinate it because I know it's going to take a long time. But I really enjoy it too, so I really liked today. I had so much fun. Spent so many hours, just got super sucked into the pattern making process. And I finished the pattern. In theory, it's finished. I definitely need, so I also printed it. And I printed it because I am going to cut out the pattern and sew it also because so I can just make sure it's right. My cousin, she is 5 years old, and everyone says she looks like a mini me. She's so cute. And I know that she'll love this dress. So, yeah. Let me show you the fabric I'm going to make the dress out of. I got this blue and white material from my local thrift store, and I love it. I love it a lot. I have really been enjoying bright blues like this, and also this reminds me of blue china also, just like white and blue. I really like it, but it's not enough for a dress for me. I thought I could make like a shirt out of it or something, but it just was not, was not what I had envisioned it for. But as a plaid dress for my little cousin, I think it will be perfect because all of the versions I have made the Celia dress from are plaid. Oh, except for one. But I've made 4 versions of the Celia dress. I love all of them, and 3 of them are plaid. I really like plaid, and I went through a big plaid phase about a year ago, and it lasted for a few months. Anyways, I still love plaid and checks and everything. So I think this would fit into the theme really well because I have so much plaid related to the Celia dress. So yeah, I'm going to make the long sleeved version of the dress from this material. So if you've never seen the Celia dress or made the Celia dress before, you can make up to 4 versions. I've made all 4 versions. Wait, have I? I think I've made close to all 4 versions. I haven't made a sleeveless short version, but I get it, you know. Anyways, you can make up to 4 different dresses with it. I'm not going to make all 4 dresses for my cousin. I think maybe I'll do 2. I'll do one with sleeves and one without sleeves maybe. I just don't have fabric for the one with sleeves yet. So anyways, that's a whole big rant, and this video is probably already pretty long. So I have this printed now. It's currently 9:41, so it's getting pretty late. I like to go to bed by 10:30, so I'm going to go to bed now. But thank you so much for joining me today. I don't know when I will have the kids version up on my Etsy shop. It will probably be a few months still. I currently have like 5 new patterns in the works. I'm just getting them out there when I can. Surprisingly, the design and the sewing part is my most favorite part, and so I jump on those parts really fast and then leave behind the actual grading and PDF making and instruction making parts, and so I'm behind on all of that. And now I have a brand new pattern in the works, number 6, so I need to catch up and just start getting these patterns out because they're very close to being done. So then I can actually focus on starting new projects. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it was interesting to you, kind of seeing a little bit of my pattern making process. I'm hoping to create a whole kids collection. You know, the mommy and me sort of vibe. I think I might do a whole launch of kids clothes. I don't think it's coming anytime in the next few months. It's going to be months out probably because I want to do multiple patterns at once, so it's not like 15 women's patterns and 1 kids pattern, you know? I'd like to have 5 kids patterns come out at once, but that's going to take a while, you know? And kids patterns are definitely more simple, but Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm super tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would help me so much, and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all the support I can get. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.